you're gonna get a little notification. This is a new thing, I think. Do you have a message popping up saying you need to accept that it's being recorded? It's not gonna be like, don't worry, we're not gonna distribute or share this. You're gonna get this for you. So you can go back, because there's going to be meditations on here that you then can go back and listen to and redo, because they really are effective when you do them a couple of times, not just once. So first of all, welcome to our Clarify What You Want workshop. I'm doing this for the first time. I had this crazy idea coming up and I was like, I feel I need to do this. So this is how I operate. I get like downloads. Since I've learned to tap into my intuition, I literally get downloads and I'm like, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. So this was one of them. And so I'm super excited. You guys are here. You ladies are here, not you guys. I say guys a lot, apologies. So I think you all know me. I don't have to introduce myself. I feel like I all know you. Sarah, yes, I don't think I've met Sarah yet in person, face to face, but I definitely know you from the group. So very excited to have you here, Sarah. Here's what we're going to do, guys. This is going to be super efficient and super fast, because we actually don't want to use our minds. We're going to really learn to tap into our intuition to clarify what you really want. And so the way this workshop is set up is that very first thing we're going to do is an intention setting. And then we're going to move into uncovering intuition and what it really is, and why we actually often think we know what we want, but they're not really our true wants. And then we're going to move into like the meat of the workshop, like really going through the 3 areas where you're going to write down exactly what you want. So for those of you who join a little bit later, you definitely need a pen and a piece of paper. If you don't have the workbook, just make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper, because there's going to be writing in the workshop. And then we're going to close out with a super cool creative meditation that I really want you to keep using after this. This is not a one-time exercise, okay? So with that, you can interrupt me anytime. Let's make this, interactive. Just press your you go on mute and you just say, raise your hand if you have a question. If you don't understand anything, feel free to interrupt me and ask the question. And then, yeah, let's dive right in, I would say, okay? So the very first thing, before we even go in there, and I'm deliberately asking this question right away, is just when you hear the title, Clarify What You Want, and we're gonna be doing this for 60 minutes. What is your intention of why are you here? What do you want to get out after this 60 minutes? What is it that you want to know for yourself? So I'm going to give you 1 minute and go and write that down for you now. It's important to write those things down, okay? Because when we write, it's proof, it's a commitment. And when setting intentions always goes a very long way, because you really give your brain a very clear direction of where you want to go. So I want to be clear on my wants. Yes. So perfect. You can share it in chat, but even more important, write it for yourself. This is for yourself. Write it on a piece of paper. All right, cool. So first thing, done. Very clear. You are very clear on your intentions. Very important. And this is, by the way, something you can literally do every morning when you get up. Set an intention for the day. Set an intention for how you do breakfast. Set an intention for how you do a meeting. Set an intention for how you're going to have a conversation with somebody. This is really, really magical when you do this. You will see how it shifts just the way things go. So you can use this anytime, pretty much. And it's literally like writing down 1 sentence. What is it that I want to get out of this conversation? What is it that I want to get out of having dinner with my family, right? We can use this all the time, pretty much. So let's dive right in. How do we uncover our intuition, and why are we actually all setting the wrong goals? So there is the way to look at this, I like to call them, there's conditioned goals and there's unconditioned goals. And most of us have conditioned goals because that's just, you know, the way we were brought up. And so, for example, money has a very high status in our society, right? And so very often we think, you know, we're like hunting money. We want to get money. We feel we need more money because it gives us, you know, it makes us feel good about ourselves. Or we are hunting for a certain promotion. And this is pretty much my story, for example. So most of you know, I do work in a big corporate company. And when I started working there was 29, my goal was like, I need to make it to section head here, which was like the very first reporting line. Like it felt like this is the first step to be important in this company, basically, right? And so in corporate, this takes forever. And so most of what I didn't know, this ruled me for years and years and made me really unhappy, because what I saw was that people are being promoted very slowly. In order to get promoted, you have to work your butt off. In order to get promoted, you have to be a certain way, you have to fit in, and you have to do certain things. And they just didn't match with my life, and I did not want to be this person. So back then I thought what I want is to become a section head. And so if you have something like that, I can tell you 99% that that's not going to be what you really want. And so here's how you uncover that. So the very first question you need to ask yourself is, why did I want to become a section head? And so when I answered that question, I realized, because I thought when I'm a section head, I have more decision power in this organization. And then I asked again, why is it important to me to have more decision power? And this is called the why analysis. Like, you ask why at least 5 times until you get to what you really want. And so I asked, so why is it important for me to have more decision power? And then I realized the answer to that was because then I can finally have the impact on the people that I want. And so I asked again, why does it matter to me to have an impact on the people? And then it clicked, because the answer to that was because I want to show them that they really matter, that their needs matter. And the reason this was important to me is because my needs never mattered. And the reason I'm sharing this, because I want you to see what I really wanted was to show people matter. And for some reason in my head, somewhere along the line when I grew up, I thought I need to reach a certain status. I need to have a certain title in order to give myself the permission to be able to do that. And if I don't have this certain title, I cannot actually do that. It's totally screwed up. It's totally screwed up. But when you understand this and you realize how you've been conditioned, then you can also start to let go. Because then I could say, is that really true? Can I really only do this? Can I really only show people that they matter in a corporate environment when I have reached a certain status? And I said, no, that's not true at all. And so this was such a profound insight, because I completely changed the way I showed up at work. I turned into the person that I really wanted to be, and turned into the person that could behave in a way that showed other people they matter, regardless of what status they were, regardless of what status that I had. And what actually happened was things fell automatically into place, and I did become a section head way faster than a lot of my peers, because I really followed my true wants. And I see this happening, you guys, over and over and over. If you're like super clear on what your heart calls you to do, it's like magic. The universe is going to show up for you, and the things are going to fall into place. The reason we get stuck is because we ask how. We ask how all the time. How. And then we're disconnected. So you first have to really, really, really find out what is going on. And so what we're going to do today is set the goals, set your desires from your heart. because intuition, your true guts, your true desires do not live in your mind. They do not live in your brain. They literally live in your gut and they live in your heart. Okay. And so that's what we're going, what we're going to teach you. And, you know, there's even, just to close this, there's statistics that show, especially if you grow up in a family that where your dad was a doctor, like my dad was a doctor, or your one of your parents was a lawyer, guess what the kids are going to do? They're becoming a lawyer. And, you know, and this is conditioned. They think they have to reach the status. They think this is going to be a job that's going to make them happy because it's going to pay them a lot of money. You know what the statistics show about lawyer? 50% of the lawyers in the US are depressed. And you would argue, like, why are they depressed? They have a shit ton of money, right? I mean, they earn a lot of money because they never really pursued what they wanted. They pursued their conditioned goals. And this is why this is so important, because a lot of us then wake up one day, it's like, what am I doing here? Like, what, like, what happened, right? So how do you understand? How do you get to what you really want? We're going to tap into your intuition. Your intuition is your right side of the, is like, it's not living in your brain, but if you know, our thoughts, we tend to think our thoughts are coming from the brain. So the voice kind of sits in our brain. So that voice sits in the right side of your brain. And that voice literally goes like, hello, Rita, can you hear me? Do you hear me? Whereas your left side of the brain is like, okay? So your right side of the brain is just not, it's like not getting to be heard. And so that's what we're going to practice, and that's what we're going to teach a little bit. So because if you don't know how to access your intuition, you're going to be left searching for fulfillment from the outside. Like, if I have, but I'm a lawyer, I'm going to make 200,000K and I'm going to be happy. But guess what? You weren't. You know, we're going to look for our fulfillment in the next job. We're going to look for our fulfillment in the next bottle of wine. We're going to look for our fulfillment in the next pair of shoes, right? We've all been there, ladies. When you have a bad day, you go and buy a pair of shoes, or you go and buy some, you know, you feel really good for the afternoon. And then afterwards, it's like, oh, you're back to. So that's exactly what happens. So the very first thing I want you to do, and we're going to give you 2 minutes for this, is in your workbook, there is a space where there's a space box for the question. When you really trusted your inner voice, can you reflect back on a moment when you felt guided by your inner voice? And the inner voice sounds something like, it very often we recognize it afterwards, like, you know, I had this feeling I shouldn't have done this. So go and reflect on a moment when you felt you should have listened to your inner voice. All right, so Nympha, you can leave the screen on because we're going to move very soon into the next question. The other thing intuition needs, you guys, is happiness. And very often we do resist the happiness of the now. Why? Because again, what the conditions we have adapted is that we think, if I get a bigger house, if I get this car, if I get this pay raise, if if my child behaves, then I can be finally happy. Then I can be finally doing blah, 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 whatever. We've talked about this, right? It's the if-then model is completely wrong. I really want you to understand this and suck this in. It's utterly, utterly wrong, because what it means is constantly going to leave you chasing for happiness and actually missing out on the truly happy moments, basically. And so I really want you to understand that your life is already pretty perfect just the way it is, but you're resisting the now. And so what if all that is happening in your life was actually supposed to happen? What if everything in your life is literally a gift, but we fail to see it? And so the way I want you to think about happiness is, when you end up dancing in the kitchen, you don't dance with your children or, in the kitchen after you've cleaned the kitchen or after you've cooked. You did not plan that. It just happened. It just happened, right? And so we have to flip it and understand that really our happy moments, they're everywhere. They're literally with us every day, every moment, if we choose to see them. But because we live in the if then, oh, I first need to clean up. I first need to do this. I first need to do that. And then I can go and have time for you. We constantly deprive ourselves of our happy moments. So again, take 2 minutes, and Nympha, you can start the timer. Thank you. Take 2 minutes to really go and reflect on what were your happiest moments in your life. When did you feel the most happy, really joyful? Go in and reflect on that and write those down as well. All right, awesome. Did anybody want to share their happiest moments? Anna is saying it's hard. Yeah. Okay, go, Rita.
Yeah, hello. I got heaps. When I first gave birth, You know, that feeling that you get that's, you know, you can't describe it, you know. Yeah, it felt really good after the baby had come out, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being on stage at an MC gig with my idol, I introduced him, and like after that, that was it. I didn't care about anything else in life. That was beautiful. Working in my dream job, being in love once. I remember I was in love somewhere. That's all that you need to know. And also when my daughter, this daughter got like the highest awards at school, ducks, because we're not from an academically high background, you know. So, but we put in the work and we saw the results.
Nice.
So it paid off.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
Anybody else who wants to share? Nympha?
Yeah, I can't stop smiling when I answer this question. So yeah, it's very simple. When first one will be when we watch our favorite movie or we have a movie night in the family. Of course, when I got to travel and when my husband cooks voluntarily and clean the house, that makes me happy. So it's really simple, right?
It's really
And
simple, yeah. When you're being spoiled, it's the
yeah, the simple things really make me, you know, happy when of course my daughter learns stuff by herself without me teaching her or without me pushing her to learn something new. So that makes me happy too.
yeah. So have that list ready, have that list handy, ladies, and look at this, like continue building this list. Look at this list, especially when you feel down, you know, when you have a bad day, because as Nympha was saying, it just keeps you smiling. And the reason this is important, even if it doesn't feel like that, but again, it's like when happiness is super important to be connected to your intuition. When your daughter wanted photography, beautiful, Abir, I love it. So like keep, like, you know, our brains are wired to see the negative all the time. So we actively and deliberately have to feed it with these types of things. Okay. Now, the key secret or the art is to still have goals, and actually to have goals and desires that almost feel like impossible for you to reach. Right. And I'm going to share with you one of mine is one of my things on my list is I want to become a TED Talker one. Like I so amazes me. And to me, if I think about it, like everything inside of me goes like, oh, like it feels so scary. It feels so scary, but that's okay. That's okay. Right. And so the art is, I really want to reach this goal, but I'm not making my current state dependent on it. Like I'm still being happy about what I have right now and where I am right now. And I can be happy even if I never achieve that. And that's like the art, like being obsessed with the things you truly want that come from your heart, but being happy in the now. It's a constant art, like it's literally an art you can live. And again, tapping into your intuition can really help you. So what I want to do with you now is like a little bit of, it's literally like a 3-minute first meditation exercise where we take you to just feel, where does your intuition live inside of your body? Because everybody has different places, right? So what we're going to do is I want you to look around in your room, like take, you know, the eyes off the screen for a second and go and look around in your room and just focus on 3 things. So focus on one thing, then the next, and then the third thing. So just focus on those 3 things, one after the other. And then when you're done, you go ahead and close your eyes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And for the very first 2 breaths, we're actually going to blow out a candle. So just imagine maybe it's your birthday or somebody else's, and you're like sitting there and you have a candle in front of you. And so when you blow out, you're like really blowing out that candle. So let's go ahead and take our very first deep breaths. Just take it in through your nose. And then you blow the candle out. And then we're going to take one more deep breath through your nose in. And blow the candle out. And on your third breath, imagine a white, bright, shiny light coming in at the top of your head. And this light is flowing down on the back of your body. And it's picking you up as if you're like sitting on a light, like rainbow slide, basically. And just imagine that light coming down, flowing down your entire back, and you're sliding on it. And so we're going to take a deep breath in, imagine the light, and you're going down the light slide. And while you're going down, just release with a deep ah. And then just notice, where does your ah drop? There's a place inside of your body where your ah drops. And then you can sit there just in silence and notice where it is. And then I want you to go and speak to your heart. And just go and ask your heart the first question that comes into your mind. And then I want you to listen and see. My heart says. What does your heart say? And it might speak to you in just one word. It might speak to you in a picture. It might speak to you in a sound. That's just, no, however it shows up for you, it's exactly the right way. All right, so I'm going to count you back up from 1 to 5. And then when I'm at 5, you can open your eyes again. 1, 2, 3, feeling all good. 4, feeling all refreshed. And 5, we're back. All right, so go ahead and take your workbooks and write down the question you had and what your answer was. And don't be hard on yourself if this maybe didn't work out for you the first time. That's why we're recording this. That's why you can go back to this, because it might actually not work out for you the very first time, because it feels, again, very weird, and we're so in our heads that we have forgotten to tap into the wisdom of our bodies, basically. Does anybody want to share where they felt their intuition? Was there a particular body area? You can share it in a chat or unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just writing, but for me it did not work out. So my question was like, where is my where it goes? So I did not felt it, but I will try it again, as you said.
Just keep trying it, Marta. It will click at some point. It will click. So just, take 2 deep breaths, blow out the candle, and then the third one, you go down the light slide, and it's literally like it. And again, it's because we're so stuck in our brains, we almost don't allow ourselves to like really just go.
Totally.
Just even making that noise.
Yeah.
Feels embarrassing sometimes. Behind my right ear. That's awesome, Anna. I have not heard that one. See, our intuition lives in all sorts of places. But yeah, keep practicing really this like It's really powerful. You can lock yourself in the bathroom if you're embarrassed, you know, it's fine. That's what I used to do at the beginning. Okay, so Marta, before we go into the next exercise, just keep doing a couple of times, really, maybe just this deep, okay? Because, so for those of you who found your place of intuition, just tap back in there, get yourself grounded in that, keep remembering what it feels to be in that place. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to create our wants, as I said, in a very different way. So most of the people, when they write down, what do I want? What's my goal here? What do I want to achieve? It's very often something like, I don't know, I want to make 50K, 50,000K by the end of this year, da, da, da. It's often very career focused. It's very money focused. It's very, again, very conditionally focused of what we've been taught. And if that's the first thing that comes to your mind, that's okay. Then keep asking why, right? And tap into that place of your intuition, because again, what, as I said, setting goals this way is actually going to set you up on a chasing path that where you are going to constantly ask, how am I doing? How am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? And it's going to leave you feel struggling. So we're going to create goals in a completely different way. We're going to create it in 3 different areas. And actually, this is a method I learned from a guy called Vishen Lakhiani. He's the founder of Mindvalley, if you know him, very amazing guy. And he teaches this in big organizations, big corporations. So this has been used. It's very, very, very powerful and very effective. So what we want to do is we want to start creating goals for experiences we want to have in our lives. Okay, so and this is the very first question that you have. It's not about, again, I need to have a certain money to do. Money is an enabler to give you that experience, for example, right? So as I've already shared one with you, one of my experiences I want to just have in this lifetime is I want to have the experience of being on stage and being a TED talker. When I did this years ago, this exercise, I wrote down, I want to write a book. I just want to go through that experience of writing a book. I want to go through, like, I want to have the experience of having lots of vacations in the Caribbean. I love the sun. I love the sea, you know, stuff like that. It's like, money is a vehicle. Exactly. Abir is saying, it's like, what is the experiences you want to create? And I want you to even think about, like, what are the experiences you want to create in your home? What are the experiences you want to create at work? What is it that you're really missing, that your heart is craving to experience? And, you know, actually, Nympha had a really good example, was I love it when my husband cooks. Why? Because the experience is, I want to be spoiled. I want to feel like I want to know what it feels like when I'm being spoiled, right? And so this is what we're really after, you guys, okay? It's about setting goals for experiences you want to have in this lifetime. And if it is climbing Kilimanjaro or Mount Everest, that could be an experience, right? If you want to go diving with dolphins, maybe that, like, these are the things we're really after. These are the things we really want. So we're going to give you 5 minutes. This is going to go very fast. And I don't want you to overthink this. I really want you to just write down the first thing that comes from your heart. Don't go into, oh, this is never going to happen. Oh, I can't do this. No, we're going to tap into your intuition, tap into that place of your intuition that you just went to, and let the words flow from that space. Okay. So Nympha, if you can go ahead and start the timer, and then I really just go ahead and define, what are the experiences I want to create in my life? What is your soul calling you to experience? All right. How was that? Anybody wants to share their experiences? Abir, sure, tell me about your experiences.
I found this quite fun to do. I was smiling throughout it. So I was imagining that I was cycling a really long distance and then having the picnic on the
In case
beach
you're
somewhere.
talking, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No,
No.
I think your audio doesn't work.
I can hear her well. Yeah.
Shizuka, you want to share?
Yeah. No, I can hear Abiel well.
Okay.
Not sure if Abiel can hear me also.
Me too, I
Yes.
can also hear her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you
um,
can hear her?
yeah.
Hang on a second. Well, I tell you why. Well, I turned my sound off. Of course, I cannot hear you.
Okay.
So I
Go ahead.
had that's right. So I had an image that I was like cycling a really long distance, and then I had a picnic by the beach and like a beautiful sunset. Then the wild side of me was like going motorbike dirt track racing somewhere, and then like fast car racing, and that was just filled with adrenaline. Then something, it took me back to my childhood. I was like mountain climbing. So I was imagining climbing up this mountain. I don't know what mountain, but I just remember when I was 14 and I was climbing up at school. And then I was thinking, this is really bizarre, this one, but like getting into a bed with like clean, beautifully smelling sheets and a luxurious
Yes.
bedroom with everything.
No, that's exactly it, Abir. That's beautiful.
Horseback riding in the countryside. I thought, how cool would that be, like in like some kind of English countryside old house sort of thing? That would be really cool. And then I was imagining swimming in the warm sea, but I don't really like the sea because I find it quite salty. So then I was saying maybe a pool by the sea. That would be quite cool. And then I was imagining getting dressed up like a princess and having somewhere really nice to go, and having baked the most amazing cake that everyone's like really impressed with.
Oh,
But after I've lost weight, obviously, so not now.
I love it. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Sorry, Shizuka, did you want to share as well?
Hi. I think I'm happy when I might answer the correct. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm imagining that myself is with the kids going to a park and we just enjoy the sunset in a park, and this park is with a big lake, so we are feeding the fish. Yeah, that's basically the first thing come to my mind.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else want to share? Nympha? Go ahead.
Yeah. So one thing I write here is I wanted to learn like creative designing, interior designing. So I think I'll be enjoying that, and also learning a new language, the feeling of being able to converse in a very, like French. I like to learn French. I like to learn Spanish and also Korean. So with my skin tone, if I can speak that language, it makes them, whoa, hey, how can you speak that? Like, I can see their face amazed or whatever. So I also wanted to, similar with the beer, I've been into mountaineering, so I want to go back there and start, being adventurous, being able to, just start being careless, I think, happy-go-lucky, something like that. So
Yeah.
that's my, experience that I wanted to create.
Very nice. Laughing and dancing with my family. Yes, Jamie, you can do that pretty much every day. That's just a decision, right? It's a choice we have. All right, so the second area I want you guys to decide what you want for is the area of growth. And why is like the reason it really works to set goals for your growth is because as humans, we are just wired to wanting to grow. We are here to like consistently learn. And it's innate to our nature to, you know, move and evolve into the next version of us, into the higher version of us. And again, the way we thought this is the right way to do is like by getting the bigger house, by getting the bigger car, right? By getting the pay raise. But that's not necessarily what growth that is all about, right? You can grow emotionally, you can grow financially, yes, you can grow spiritually, you can grow physically. There's tons of different ways of how we can do that, but we never tend to set goals for our growth. So for the next 5 minutes, what we're going to do is I want you, because we don't have, you know, we only have this hour. I want you to pick 3 things from your experience question that you just answered. And for those 3 things, I want you to go and identify how do you think you need to grow? And what I mean specifically by that, in order to be the person who's having the horseback riding experience, in order to be the person who's having the clean sheets and the luxurious sleep experience, in order to be the person that is speaking, 5 languages, who do you need to become? Who do you need to evolve into? And so the way to think about this is think of a person that already has what you want. So a famous mountain climber, or a famous, I don't know, who sleeps in white sheets, and probably a rich person, or somebody who has a cleaner, it doesn't have, they don't have to be rich. Really picture, the person that already has what you want. Like for me, I'm like, what I'm doing right now is, because I want to become a TED talker, I am studying. Yeah, Richard Branson is amazing. I'm studying like a whole bunch of TED Talks, because I'm like, okay, who are these people? Who do I need to become? Like how do they show up? How do they talk? How do they dress? How do they articulate? And I need to become that person in order to be chosen for a TED Talk. And so that's what I want you to think about when you answer your next question in the next 5 minutes. It's like, in order to have this experience, pick 3 for the sake of the 5 minutes. And if you move faster, go ahead and do more. Who do you need to become? How do you need to grow? Or who do you need to grow into in order to be able to have that experience? Nympha, can we have the timer again? All right. How did that go? So Abir is saying, so Abir, do you want to fill me in on your fitness goal, daily exercise?
So I was thinking, so when I was saying like dress like a princess, so what I was thinking is that obviously that you have to work on yourself daily, don't I? So I need to exercise well, I need to eat well, I need to sort of sort that out first. And then I should actually work to it together, but those are all going to help me feel better, aren't they? Look and feel better and sort of get rid of all the gunk that you say out so that I can be a happier, smilier person. And then I should naturally start feeling like a princess, right? So that was like a daily goal. I was struggling with something like for example, the mountain, or like running a marathon. That's, I mean, obviously you can run daily, can't you? But that's not very exciting. I don't know. Or like, so you're not going to climb a mountain every day, are you?
You're not going to do what?
You're not going to climb a mountain every day. So
no, you're not.
How would you sort of set your goals then and become that person? Again, is it fitness again?
So basically the question is, if I have like a one-time goal, like I'm not going to climb a mountain every day, but maybe I want to climb a mountain, next year, for example, right? Or once in my life or whatever. Is that your question? Like, how do I decide who I need to become to climb that mountain, which is maybe a one-time experience?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So that, again, put yourself into, you see yourself as being this person who climbed the mountain. So what do you need to do? In this case, it means I need to plan a vacation. I need to choose the mountain I want to go to. I need to decide who am I going to go with? How long am I going to go? You actually like have to start thinking about like first, who, like, I need to become organized, for example, could be one. Like, I need to be the person who's organizing it, who's planning it. Maybe not. Maybe it is like, if you don't want to be the organizer, it's like, I need to find a travel agency who's going to put it all together for me, and I just have to pick a date, right? So that's how you decide. That's how you decide. It's more about, you kind of know what you have to do. Like, this is a really good example, because you just have to plan a vacation where you go climbing, okay, on a mountain. But why are you not doing it? So there's a barrier in it. So who do you need to become in order to get that experience? So it could be, I need to get more organized. I'm making this up. I don't know if it is true for you, but like that's what you're after, right? Or it could all as well just be like, I need to become the person who knows I am important enough that I take time to start planning this. Do you see? Like, because everything else is always an excuse. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, my butt is too big. Oh, I can't do this. You know, like, I mean, it's the same with the princess. You don't have to look skinny and pretty to feel like a princess.
No. Start
Right?
acting like one. Yeah.
Yeah. Just be one. That's what I mean. Like, how does a princess show up? The journalist question, who, what, where? Yeah, not how. We're getting trapped, we're keeping ourselves trapped in, how do I do this? How do I do this? No, who do I need to become? And then the how will fall into place. And you know what's going to be so beautiful about this exercise, you guys? I trust magical things are going to fall into place for you over the next months. You will see it happen, because now you've put down your experiences, you've put down who you want to become. And then once a sudden, somebody's going to show up in your life and you're like, hang on a second. You know, and this is how this is going to unfold, because you're starting to become aware. And it's not about the how. It will unfold whenever the time is ready for you and when you are actually ready. And so it will unfold when you have become that person. So honestly, I might never become a TED talker, because maybe I never managed to be aligned to become, I mean, I want that and I'm doing everything, but it's still, again, the key, I'm not obsessed with it. It's kind of bizarre. I expect it to happen. Like, in my brain, everything is like, of course I'm going to be a TED talker. Like, of course I'm going to be a TED talker. But I'm also not attached to it. If it never happens, well, I guess that didn't work out. Maybe in another lifetime. I don't know. You know, maybe I never managed to be aligned. But right now, I'm doing everything to be aligned and become that person. Okay? Sarah, I don't know, you don't have to, but do you want to share what you've put down and what has come up for you? Is she still here? See, Rita, that's why I love you. Okay, can you talk, Sarah? And you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I just wanted to check in. She's typing.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, sorry.
No,
I
you're
was
right.
like, that's okay.
I caught you off guard, you know.
You did, you really did. That's okay. But I'm actually kind of in and out of doing like morning mom stuff and that sort of thing. So I'm right now I don't have anything really to share. I've like in the beginning when I was paying more attention, I was kind of going through that moment also. That's kind of where I left off. And it was weird for me to kind of think of it, or to kind of feel that, or to think of feeling that feeling and stopping myself from feeling it for some reason. Do you
So
understand? Does that make sense?
yeah. So you know what? Because it's, well, first of all, it's unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's again, because we've been so conditioned, you guys, and it's almost like, oh no, I cannot go there. It's dangerous. Because you know what your intuition is? Your intuition is when you were a child, like, all free, and here I come, and well, take me on. And you know how like careless and free they are in their mind, and they believe like, you know, everything is possible. And then we were like, no, 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 you can't get that. No, you can't do that. No, no, no. And so we lose complete sight of that. But
Yeah.
it still lives inside of you. And so now maybe this is the first time in like, I don't know, forever, that you've allowed yourself to go there, and everything in your body goes like, alarm, 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 can't go there, dangerous, dangerous territory.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So it's absolutely fine and normal. Again, that's why we're recording this. You can go to this back as often as you need to.
Yeah.
And then just go and, you know, flow off from here and take those exercises. It is a very weird feeling. And so, yes, I've experienced like exactly what you've described. Other people are like, I can't feel it. I don't know where it is. It's a feeling of insecurity. That's what I had at the beginning, because my mind was so active. My voice was so loud, like that.
And I think that's what it is, the insecurity for sure.
Yeah. And so it's a matter of just keep going back, keep going back. Do this like once a day and you will get there. It doesn't take too long. It takes, seriously, I want to say like after 5 or 6 times, you're there.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. All right, ladies, let's move on to the next. So the last area we want to set goals for, or we want to decide what we want, is how do we want to contribute? Contribution is another thing. I mean, I don't want to go into the studies, but there's tons of research and studies out there that show that people who truly contribute, coming from a place of wholeness, are like the happiest people on the planet. There is even like, there's this science study basically where they gave, they had 2 groups. And so the one group, they gave $5 to spend on themselves for 1 week. So they got $5 every day to spend on themselves for 1 week. And then the second group, they gave also $5 to spend per day for 1 week, but they had to spend it on somebody else. And you guess what happened? The first group that spent it on themselves, their happiness went up for the first 2 days, and then it dropped down. And the people that spent the money on somebody else, their happiness just like kept growing day after day. Because and then of course it's tricky because, you know, the $5 were given to them, so you could argue, well, they're not my $5, so who cares? So it doesn't hurt. But that's the thing. This happens when you have undefined, what are the experiences I want to create? Who do I want to be? Because when you're there, you match, you're in alignment. And then you're at a place where you can truly 100% give with like all your heart, like no strings attached, no conditions attached. And so that's the place we want to get to. So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to really picture yourself and think about, okay, I am this person that is climbing the mountain. I am this princess, right? I'm really step into the shoes of this person that you have become. And when you are that person, how are you going to then contribute to the people around you? And you can even think about, how does this impact the lives of others? When you have climbed the mountain, might be an example, like when you have climbed the mountain, how are you able to contribute to others? And it could be as simple as, because you're feeling so free, you're feeling so accomplished, you can encourage other people that maybe are scared of heights to go and do the same thing. See, this is how it should like translate. So just get a little bit creative and really put yourself into the shoes of, you have become this person. What is she now going to do and give back? How is she going to contribute, especially to those you love the most, or the world, if you want to play big? All right, let's go. Last 5 minutes before we go into the meditation. All right, welcome back, ladies. We want to do a final round of sharing. Maybe Jamie, I don't know if you can talk. I know it's like 4 a.m. for you. If you're up.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, okay, who dances and laughs with their kids and their hubby? And I don't know, I was just like, well, I can be looking at dance moves and just getting a plan, like how would I dance with them, you know? And maybe I need to learn some jokes and you know, get some jokes ready, or keep remembering like what makes me laugh, and yeah, just set myself up, you know.
Mhm. Nice. And when you are that person, how does it impact your family?
Yeah, it would put everybody at ease.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. All right, one more person who wants to share before we close off with the meditation. Rita, do you want to share out? Or Anna? Oh, Rita is raising her hand. Perfect.
Yeah. I wrote here, I will contribute my inner joy to inspire others to also feel they too can be anything they want. I want to give financially when I do become that financially receiving, I should say, towards those who need it, and not feel controlled, not feel to control how they use their finances, just to give freely as much as it comes into me. I want to smile so it's contagious, unlike the COVID. But so when I smile, that next person smiles straight away. I want to facilitate little groups to uplift the downhearted and helpless. And I want to just be that inspiration of love, just to give love off.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is, and that is contagious.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, so we're going to go into a meditation that I want you to keep doing after this session. And again, keep coming back, because this is a very unusual process. So if this feels kind of felt off or not quite right for you, just come back to the session, go and do it again in like 1 week or maybe even a month and so on, because these things can change, right? They can change over time. So don't be hard on yourself if like it didn't quite flow as you wanted it, because it will. It's just a matter of practice and getting there. And the other thing, when you do this again, challenge yourself that so they say 50, but start with 30. Challenge yourself to have 30% of the experiences you put down to feel almost impossible to you. Because again, it's about practicing to also have something on there that maybe may or may not happen. But everything inside of you is like, ooh, I would love to have this experience, but I can't even like put it in words because it feels so a lot like me. That's when I want you to put it down. Because that's when literally your soul is speaking through you, basically. That's like what your human wants to experience. But you have quieted it so much, that voice, that it's like, no, I cannot put that down. Like, who do I think that I am, right? I mean, you said Richard Branson, if you love him, I bet with you, Rita, you have some experiences you want to have that you did not put down there. Because everything inside of you goes, no, that's never going to happen. So next time you do this, challenge yourself to really have about 30% of the things that are on there that feel completely far away for you, but feel really, really good to your, like they just come up basically, right? Yeah, give yourself permission to dream, ladies. Really, really, so important, so important, so important, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna quickly walk you through the meditation and tell you how it's gonna be built up, so you're prepared and know what's coming. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you close your eyes, and you're gonna see, like mentally see the number 3 times in front of you. You're gonna see the number 2 3 times in front of you, and you're gonna see the number 1 3 times in front of you. That's gonna just help you to relax, and then I'm gonna count you down from 10 to 1. And when we're at 1, what I want you to do is see a screen in front of you, like kind of like a movie screen. And the best way to see the screen is, it's almost like if you look out on a sea and it's about 6 feet in front of you and 15 degrees above the horizon, basically. So that's a good kind of distance to have that screen to visualize. And what we're gonna do is, you're gonna play a movie on that screen in your head of what it feels like if you don't get one of the experiences. So what I forgot to say is, pick one experience before we go into this exercise. Pick one of the things you put down on your experience list that you really want to have, okay? And so we're then gonna picture on the screen what life feels like for you if you will never get there. And we're gonna over dramatize this. We're gonna make it feel like really horrible and really heavy and really stuck. And we're gonna erase it. And then we're going to move to a second screen. And on that second screen, you're going to visualize you having achieved that experience, you being in that experience, you being that person, okay? And this is super powerful. This is how you prime your brain. And you can keep going back to this exercise daily, as often as you want, basically. It takes 5 minutes. Once you have the flow of the exercise, you won't need to come back to this recording. You will know how to do it. Okay, so this is why the intention is so important. This is what we're going to do. Pick one. So pick one of the experiences. And when you're clear on that, just go ahead and sit back in your chair and relax. And we're gonna close our eyes. Take another deep breath in. Blow out the candle. And when you inhale again, on your next exhale, you're gonna see the number three times. So we're gonna inhale. 3, 3, 3. And just really relax your shoulders, your torso, like really sink in, like do that. I'm going to take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, you're going to see the number 2 3 times. 2, 2, 2. Now you're mentally, completely, and fully relaxed. I'm going to take another deep breath in. 1, 1, 1. Just let it all sink. And in order to get you even deeper, I'm going to count you down from 10 to 1. 10, 9, 8, going deeper and deeper. 7, 6, 5, going deeper and deeper. 4, 3, feeling really relaxed. 2, and 1. And just right in front of you, about 6 feet in front of you and 15 degrees above the horizon, you're going to see a black screen. And on this screen, I want you to see what is going to happen if you don't achieve the experience you just set out for yourself. And I want you to really feel into the pain of how small it's going to leave you. You can't exaggerate, like maybe you pick a Disney character and you're like a little child throwing a tantrum because you're not getting what you want. Maybe it ends up in a fight with a person you really love, like really picture the drama. And so when you're ready, I want you to take an eraser and erase the screen. Or you take both of your hands and you just move the screen to the side, or you destroy it in whatever way works for you. Just let it all disappear. And when I snap my finger, there's a new screen popping up. And on that screen, you are seeing your experience fully blossom. You're really seeing how this goal is fully coming to life. And I want you to pay attention, like, what do you see? It might be symbols. What do you hear? And what do you smell? Who are you and who is with you? What are you wearing? And really, how is this benefiting you? How does it make you feel? Feel into that like joy and freedom and accomplishment. Maybe even powerful. How is it benefiting others? See yourself accomplishing this experience, how it benefits at least 2 other people. And maybe there's even an image, a symbol, a sign popping up for you. Whatever it is, it's exactly perfect. I want you to take both hands, reach them out as if you're just about to hug somebody, and I want you to go to the screen and give that screen a big hug and see that screen coming towards you, merging with you, and you are becoming this screen. See how it really wraps you and take on that energy from that person in that screen. And in whatever way is right for you, when it's emerging inside of you, see that shooting up to the sky and just look after it, feeling peaceful, feeling joyful, knowing it's going to happen. And now you can let it go. I'm going to count you back up. 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3. Stretching your arms and legs maybe. 4, 5. You can open your eyes feeling refreshed and powerful as never before. All right, ladies, welcome back. How are you feeling? So that's what I'm going to leave you with. You can go back to this exercise anytime you need it, anytime you want it. Keep refining it. Keep trusting yourself. Keep working on tapping into your intuition, because your intuition is never wrong. All right. So this is the end of the session. Let's take a picture. I don't know if we can take a picture, but I don't know if others want to turn on their camera, so we need to ask. Abir is like getting.
This is our first workshop, so might have a souvenir we can look. Picture. So Sarah, Marta, Anna.
Sarah's running errands. Like, no, you're getting your kids ready. What did you say?
Yeah.
2 friends and now at the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't think Anna can turn on her camera. She's out. She's
Okay. So I'll be counting to ouch. 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, smile.
awesome. All right, ladies, before I leave you, any questions? Because I don't want to leave without questions. No? Perfect. If they come up later, you know where to find me. Love you all. Take
Thank you.
care.
Thank you.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's get recorded, you guys. I'm trying. trying to leave. It's not working. What do I do?